Well, hello to you. Good evening. It's Wednesday night here. We're at your Fix TV studio. I'm Monique. This is Pete. We're just turning down the sound volume. Welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast. Pete, how are you going tonight? You going good?
Yes.
Making sure everything's under control, so that's the most important thing. So if we haven't met before, I'm Monique Bradley. I'm a TV presenter, I'm a web TV host, and I'm the co-creator of Your Fix TV. One of the things that I really love is doing product demonstrations because I know that they help sell products. And tonight in our stream, we thought we'd tell you the reason why they work and why they're the best form of advertising. Pete, do you want to tell everybody about your background? Because it's a little different from mine.
It is? Yep.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Pete Ward. Yes, I retrained as an adult into IT, and that was in the year 1997. So Windows 95 had just come out. Start me up. Remember that one? Remember that, everyone?
I don't.
Bill Gates and Windows 95 everywhere with the Rolling Stones. Start Me Up was their song. They paid something crazy like $20 million to use Start Me Up.
At least they paid the licensing fee. Shout out to National Party. Anyway, carry on.
Yep, and so I retrained as an adult into IT, and then I moved my way through education. I started in a school, and then I went through to tertiary. I ran my own business in between, and then afterwards. So IT, very exciting time to be around there in the 90s into the 2000s with Y2K bug and all those sort of things.
Yes.
It was crazy. And what I do is I bring all of that expertise into what we do here, is because I understand kind of how the internet works. So, you know, all those ones and zeros and stuff. So I kind of got my head around that. Mm-hmm. But the beauty of it is that I can have one foot in the server room and the other foot in the boardroom, because I understand the business process as well. So I'm
That's true.
I'm that conduit between the two. So yes, I can be in one or the other, but I love being in both of them.
Now, one of the things Pete didn't actually mention to you is actually that he pioneered online learning in New Zealand for an educational institute, and that project actually made $62 million. He's quite clever. And when we first got together, we were both actually musicians, and we started creating online content for ourselves. So doing social media posts, building ourselves websites to promote ourselves, and creating short content videos to help promote where we would be singing, or, you know, what we'd be doing, where I'd be performing, because I was also a children's entertainer. And people loved what we did so much. They said, wow, can you guys do that for us? So 5 years ago, that transition in our careers, me as an actor and a singer and a performer, and Pete's background in IT, we fused those skills together, and we actually started a digital agency called Starlight Media House. Now, of course, like anything, look, the digital platform and the landscape has completely changed. And now with Facebook, we love Facebook because it's a way for us to connect. We can see right now, hello, Kelly McGuran, hello, Peter Haynes, Cynthia Louise watching from Australia, Hugo Shoot, love what you're doing with Evan Rood there, Hugo. I noticed Colin Mathura Jeffrey popped on before. Look, it's great to see you guys. And what it does is it allows products and brands and businesses to connect with people. And because I love food, I mean, I've done my own cooking show, and it's kind of my own version of the Rachel Ray show that I host on a Wednesday morning. We thought we'd talk about the reasons why product demonstrations actually work and how they can work for you and your business. So first of all, if you're working in a corporate environment, which was Pete's background previously, if you're working in corporate, live streams and content videos like this actually humanize the corporate structure, or it talks about the people within that corporate structure and the value that you give to people. When you can humanize a product or a brand or a service, it creates a heart connection with your ideal client. So automatically people kind of like you a little bit more because they can see that that brand or business actually cares about its followers. So that's one of the first reasons why product demonstrations work. Pete, for you, why are you loving the product demonstrations? Because the first time you really came across them, apart from pretending to be a TV presenter for a long time in your own kitchen with your kids and stuff, right?
Yeah.
When you first came to the food show and you were part of that live demonstration experience, what was that like for you as a punter?
Okay, so that's a good story because so I went to the food show, watching Monique on stage with all of these chefs, all these famous chefs coming through. So Monique ran the stage, and she was the MC of the food show for 15 years. Okay, so I'm sitting there, I'm watching it. They had this really, really big screen up above the kitchen. So there, they had cameras above and cameras in from the side, and then camera in from the front. So they had 3 camera shoot. And they've got all of this stuff going on, and everyone. So there's 700 people sitting in this theatre, all
it was packed.
You know,
packed.
Semi-nosebleeds right at the top. You can't really see what he's doing, but because the cameras were there, they could absolutely see everything. So, the chef would be, what are you doing? So,
just like we're going to do tonight, live with you guys, by the way.
So I looked at it and I went, heck, that is awesome. And so we asked them, were they recording it? And they said, no, they weren't. So I got the idea to start doing this with some cameras and start recording it, and here we are. This is 3-4 years later, maybe.
It is. So one of the first people we actually spoke to about doing demonstrations and live streaming them was Ray McVinney from MasterChef. And the reason why we talked to him is, number one, I really respect him. He's an extremely hard worker. He is very, very knowledgeable. And we had a really great rapport working together on stage. So if you know Ray, he's quite... what's the word? He can be quite curt or quite cutting, very, very funny, quite dry humour, whereas I'm the sort of bubbly, kind of all over the place one. So we're kind of a little bit like Hudson and Halls, but not like Hudson and Halls, but you can see the contrast in personality. And so the first thing we said is, Ray, we're thinking about creating these live streams, they're product demonstrations that connect directly with the viewers. Like, for example, I can see Joss Allsworth popped on. Hi, Joss. Shivani is watching,
Hello,
even though
Shivani.
she's working at Countdown tonight.
Supposed to be working.
I told her I'm going to do some demonstration of the ingredients I got from my local Countdown in Ponsonby. Right. Shout out to them. So basically when we told Ray that, he said, when do we start? He could see that stream right here live in our own kitchen, or in fact we take it to Ray's kitchen and stream from his home, and it allows people like you guys to ask us questions. So that's kind of the theory behind it. And while I'm going to show you a normal product demonstration that I would do, in fact I did one this morning of how to make a low-carb sponge cake, we're going to talk about how this works for you in the digital playing field. So even if you're a small business or a small brand or a small company, even if you're just a personality, so you're working for yourself and you're wanting to grow your followers and become a social influencer, product demonstrations or demonstrations like this, whether it's ideas on styling, whether it's makeup tutorials, it all works. And we're going to show you why.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to jump into this, and while we're doing this, you can send your questions through. Hello, Ruthie, CM Lily, good to see you. Lou Ludbrook, where in the world are you? Peter Vaughan, I need to connect with you because we need to talk about your numbers, my friend, and we need to get you on one of our web TV shows and show people what's possible with numbers. Romina Lilly, great to see you. Licia Burford, great to see you. Rosina Wilton, are you watching from Australia? Shivani, as I mentioned, Victor Brown. Look, it's great to see you guys, and this is what we love about social broadcasting, because we can do stuff in real time with you guys, which is what we're going to do now. So Pete, what have you loved most of all? By the way, first ingredient I'm going to show you tonight, I'm mixing in Natvia.
Yeah, sorry if you just lost the sound slightly on one of the overhead shots. I've just fixed that up.
Whoopsie.
Should be all right now. Should be able to still hear us, so that is good.
By the way, when you see photos taken like this, the actual technical term for this sort of photo is called a flat lay photograph, because everything's laid flat. So if you see those pictures of beautifully arranged things on Instagram, it's called flat lay photography.
Yep.
So
what am I talking about?
We're going to talk about product placement.
Product placement.
So in my demonstration,
yes,
I use key things. If they're sponsored, you will see a brand. For example, Green Touch Avocado Oil has been a brand that we've worked with, and they wanted to increase their brand awareness. Do you want to talk into that a little bit more?
Yep. And you can see.
Oh yeah, I'll leave it there.
Yep. You can see that I can cut the camera in to have a nice little close-up shot, so you can actually see the product placement when it's coming in. Going on there. Now, what am I talking about with them? Well,
why do you love product placement, as opposed to advertorials?
Okay, product placement works better than someone pushing something on you saying, we use this because it's blah, blah, blah. Okay, everyone's sick of that, but what happens is when you use a product placement, essentially you can subtly, ever so subtly, have touch points that are going into people, visually. And what happens is when people use the product, you start to visualize yourself being able to use it too.
That's true. That's a really good point.
It's quite a psychological trick. Is that if you can see someone else wearing that skirt?
Yes, good point.
You think, actually, I could probably fit in that skirt.
Yeah.
Now I've seen it on someone.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just sitting looking at it on a web page, you're just sitting looking at that on a, you know, on an online shop.
Yeah.
On an online shop. That was quite
good.
Weird.
Yeah.
You'll be looking at it going, okay, yes, I know, but why is that any better than any other avocado oil? Or in fact, why is it even better than olive oil that I'm already using? So when you see it used in a demonstration, you start to be able to understand what's going on with it.
So true.
And you haven't got someone pushing it down your throat.
I love that. I love that. Now already, you know, Rosina Wilton's just said from Australia, your kitchen looks lovely. Thank you, Rosina. Next time you come to Auckland, come in and I'll give you a little tour. And just, she said, I've learnt from Tracy that merchandising is vital even in how you style your home. That's absolutely true. Now, Ruthie, this is a great example. You've just asked, what am I baking? I'm making a low-carb sponge. And while tonight I'm not using Green Touch avocado oil, they are one of the branded products we work with. And my job as a presenter is to, in a really nice way, show you why this product is best, why I choose this product over any other product in the range. So that's me understanding the features and benefits of that product. But if you go and you go, this is the best product in the world, why? Because it's high in omegas. So if you or your family don't eat deep sea fish, you can get all the omegas you need from just a spoonful a day. Look, that was the old style of product presentation and demonstration. And you still see that with infomercials.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, do we like that?
No.
Not so much. It's not for me. Having had to do that for TV, it's not for me. However, doing a demonstration, so tonight I'm making a low carbohydrate sponge because, you know, I can eat that and not get sick. I've already mixed together some egg yolks. And I've mixed in, I've got 1/3 of a cup of this product. This is Natvia. And this is my favorite go-to. It's made from stevia, so I know that there's no nasties in there. It's not going to change my glycemic index. In fact, there is no carbs at all. It's tooth-friendly. There's 96% less calories. So it's the best product you can use as a sugar alternative. And what I like most too is it's no bitter aftertaste, which some of the artificial sweeteners or the other sweetener options have. And that's why I use it. So I've just mixed that in there and creaming that with my eggs. So I mean that, you guys want to know what the benefits are. I didn't say you have to buy it, it's the best product on the market. It's about actually giving value. And I think that's where product demonstrations are a little bit different. I've got my egg whites here as well. Things are going to get a bit noisy with this. By the way, if you guys want the recipe, and this is what's worked really well. Every time I do a demonstration, I always write about products I use and I put them on my website, and that goes onto www.moniquebradley.co.nz. And that allows people to have a look at the recipes in real time and try them out. And the cool thing is that when they've got those recipes, that also increases the traffic to my website. And my website is the opportunity for me to sell products if I choose to, or to sell sponsorship or advertising opportunities. Pete.
Now, your mate and my mate.
Yes. Which one?
Nicholas
Finlay Thurston Ward
popped in there too.
Oh,
just
g'day.
To say hello to him if he's still watching, just in case.
Oh, nice to see you, my friend.
He was,
and Vishav Preet Singh is also watching tonight.
Ooh, hello.
Hello, Vishav. And so just to let you know,
I'm on this side of the kitchen for once.
I know.
Actually, if anyone else has watched any of Monique's shows, you'll realise that I'm normally back over in the other corner. So today, it's all different.
It is all different.
Yep.
So while I'm going through, you'll probably notice products pop in and out that I'll talk about. Every time you mention a product in a demonstration, it's a touch point. My dress, I'm dressed by Jan Turley from OBR Merino. This is part of her Baker Street range. So people message me after they've seen what I wear. They know what size I am. I'm a size 12. So if you're a size 12, chances are this dress will fit you. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm wearing Fabuleux jewellery. I always wear the same pieces over and over again because it's that repetition of product that helps sell the product. It's about getting to know the name. That's going really well. So I've got egg whites in here and I'm just mixing those up. And I'll know as soon as they start to get kind of bubbly and frothy and start to expand that I have to add some other ingredients in there. In the meantime, I've got 1.5 cups of almond meal. And the almond meal I actually got from Countdown in Ponsonby. Shout out to them because I love them. And I'm going to mix in there 1 teaspoon. Hope you can see it. Going to mix in here a teaspoon of baking powder. Now, what people are looking for in a product demonstration is they're looking for a linear process that they can follow really easy. So I started with my egg yolks and my sweetener, well, half my sweetener. Excuse me. I'm actually going to add into my egg whites. So this was part 2 of my process. See, again, I'm trying to make it easy for people to follow, because when they follow it, they keep engaged. So keep asking questions. Oh, hello, Sally Chipman, hello. Steve, Flower. Good to have you guys in here. Tracy Marie Huia.
Yep.
Oh, Raj is watching from India. Good, good to see you guys. So
nice.
Egg whites.
Nice.
And again, I'm following a process. I'm going to add in there, I've just added in some cider vinegar and a pinch of salt, and then we're going to whiz that around again. Now, Pete, one of your favourite case studies when it comes to product presentation or demonstrations has actually been the ASOS website.
Oh, yes, yes.
Can you talk into that for these guys while this bubbles away?
Okay, totally. Right, ASOS. Okay, so it is a clothing brand, or a clothing, well, a brand that has other clothing brands associated with it. And what they've done is basically, and they've started a wee while ago, a couple of years, but over the last couple of years, what they've done is every single pair of pants or dress or skirt or blouse or top or sweater, what they've done is they've created a video for them on a model. So you can see a model walking in, doing a twirl, and then walking out. Okay, so you can actually see it on a person. So you don't have to sit there and think, I wonder what it looks like on the back of it, and then you look at the picture and it's just a flat looking picture on the back of it. Suddenly it's on a real person, as I mentioned earlier, just in case you missed that, is basically suddenly you can actually visualize yourself in that garment, whether it works for you or not. And what that's doing is it's giving their brand a boost over anyone else. So now the expectation is that when you go to some e-commerce website, you will be able to see the picture of the models wearing these garments. If you can't, you start to go, well, hold on a moment, I can't see. Let's just go back to ASOS.
Yeah.
Essentially, because then I can see them. So I can see the pair of jeans. And what they do is they also style the sets, you know, so you get a set of the jeans and a shirt and a jacket, you know, and then so you can see a combination put together. So no longer do you have to sit there and work it out for yourself and go, well, I wonder what that jeans would look like, yes, and then with that shirt over there and suddenly they're doing it all for you. Yes, that's so true. Perfect.
Now, what that's actually doing in that process, and thank you for asking Richard Watkinson, I'm making a low-carbohydrate sponge. It's a sponge cake made from almond meal and eggs, and that allows people like me who are looking at, you know, losing weight. I've already lost 40 kilos in weight, in fact. It allows me to eat something delicious so I don't feel like I'm missing out. Hello, Cheryl Sinclair. Now, why demonstrations are so important is, as Pete was explaining about ASOS, when you start to humanize the products or show how they can be used or show how they can work in your own life, suddenly that's a touch point where somebody, and this is actually part of future-focused marketing, somebody can actually finally envisage themselves doing that very same thing. So sometimes one of the hardest barriers to getting somebody to buy a product is they don't know how it's going to work for them. So by demonstrating it in real time, all of a sudden you can remove those objections. And like I just got to talk to you, Richard Watkinson, about what I'm doing tonight, I'm removing that barrier. You can ask me, how's this going to work? You're going to ask me what temperature my oven's on when I cook this. My job is to ensure that my end goal is that you guys consider using Napier as a product in your kitchen. So how important is strategy when you're doing something like this?
That's a very good call. Strategy is everything. You've got to plan what you're doing and the reason you're doing it. Otherwise it comes across as cheesy, and nobody wants to be cheesy, especially when they're not on a video. You've got to look natural. You've got to be comfortable with it. You've got to actually practice. So you know what you're doing. You've got to rehearse. So we do rehearse a lot. We spend a lot of time going through off camera what we're doing.
Definitely. In fact, I pace around the house talking to myself.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. I wish I was cooking. Oh, hello, Donna. Lovely to see you. Era Mitchell. Nawaz, I hope I said that right. Tarina Abbott.
How's
Tracy
all that
Marie.
looking now?
Fantastic advice there, Pete, for going forward for both Brooke and Betty May Vintage. That's awesome.
Cool.
Great stuff. I'm just checking that feed and seeing who else is on here. Cheryl Sinclair, you're watching from everywhere. Kia Heta, great to see you too. Do feel free to send in your questions, by the way, as we're doing this. Sorry to interrupt you there, Pete.
No,
so strategy is super important.
Yep. I'm just finding I can't talk and fiddle with the cameras all at the same time.
It is quite challenging.
It's quite, yeah, so strategy, do you want me to get that froth there? Sorry, can you guys see that froth?
Oh yeah. This is about how
I'll just, there we go.
the sort of peaks you want.
There we go. How's that?
Relatively stiff. And there's a lot of air whipped into my egg yolks there. Thanks for that, Pete.
Pretty good, actually. It's really good. Okay, so strategy. You've got to start with what you're actually trying to achieve. So you've got to think about what you're selling and who you're selling it to.
So true.
And who you're selling it for. So you've got to, think about, okay, what are the key elements? I'll just pop that back.
Or what are your desired outcomes, really, aren't they?
Yep, here we go.
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, yes, we should get a shot from the top.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm just...
Pete's trying to do everything at the same time.
So strategy. So basically, really, your product demonstration, as Monique said earlier, you need to step people through in a nice step-by-step process so that they understand exactly what they will do when they get their product. So really, it's fantastic because you can look at a product on a shelf and go, I wonder if it really does what it says it does.
I wonder I wonder if this Natvia is actually tasty.
Yeah, do you want
So I mean, the fact that I use it all the time, I'm classified as a micro social influencer because my collective audience. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
My collective audience is probably around 20,000 followers. So this is something, especially because I have a lot of people who follow me because of my weight loss journey. This is something, now I'm actually not getting paid to say this, by the way. So shout out to the team at Natvia. You guys need to hook me up. It's a product I believe in. And with being a social influencer, your integrity is on the line because you want to look after your followers as much as possible and give them as much helpful hints and value and advice as possible. It's so important. And it's about integrity. But I know, having worked with Pete, that I've got a twofold strategy, in fact, about my demonstrations. So one, I want to look after my followers and give them helpful advice about weight loss or about my, from my own journey and my own perspective, and also give them recipes that are delicious because I create them and personally test them. And, means you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. But on the flip side, my other strategy as a businesswoman, and, obviously with that first strategy is about driving traffic to my website so that people know, about the products or about the recipes, that sort of thing. But on the flip side, my other strategy is about creating a beautiful community of followers who want to know more about the products that I use. And they're really excited to know what I'm doing. Egg whites with Natvia in there for sweetener, going into my drier mixture, just to let you know. But again, you can go to my website and you can get the recipe and find out how I did it.
Yep. And that's a very good point. I was actually just going to talk about that, is that what you want people to actually do, what you want your potential customers, or, let's say, more than hopefully potential customers. You've got people watching it. A good example would be if you were a DIY type of situation, helping people build a deck. Now, the idea is...
that's a great one.
The idea is you don't necessarily want people to build the deck. So you'll show them how to do some stuff. But you might be selling hammers and nails. You might be a hardware store.
Like Bunnings, or Mitre 10. Mitre 10 have done a fantastic job with their videos.
Yep. Or if you're a builder, that's where I was going. Now, we've had Dino on here, and we, we've got a segment on your show called What Would Dino Do?
Yep.
And he's coming back very, very soon. We're just sorting all of that out. He's going to actually show people how they can actually do bits and pieces, bits and bobs around their home. But the thing is, he's going to do it with tools that might be from a particular supplier.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be pushing the tools down your throat, going, I only use this and you should use it.
Yes, I only use this spoon.
He's going to be saying, this is how you put up a bookcase, and we're going to be able to show people how to put up a bookcase. Funny enough, this drills that he's using and the screws and the bits of it, and even the bookcase itself can be purchased somewhere. So
that's so true.
What we're really doing is essentially, Monique, isn't it? It's actually advertising.
It is advertising.
It's extremely subtle.
Yeah.
But it's still advertising.
Now, hello to Stephen Samuel Johnston, who we saw yesterday at Melbourne Cup VIP event. Great to see you. Nice. Michael Parker, who I went to school with. Great to see you. Cool. Ankash Regate, I hope I said that right. And yeah, even companies who, I won't say the FMCG companies, but they do sell retail products really fast. A company like Briscoe's, even they have adopted the plan of product demonstrations to help sell their products. And the reason why they do that is, if you're going to invest, more than $100, over $100, there's a bit of risk involved. Under $100, there's less risk, so people are more likely to to lose $100 on a bookcase that actually doesn't suit their home. Over $100, people are starting to go, wow, this is a bigger investment. I need to know more. And because of the internet, people are becoming more savvy in their shopping choices, right? And they all want the information right now. So the more helpful information you can give people about your product, it doesn't need to be done by you if it's your brand. Well, it can be done by you, but other people getting involved and showing how you can use products in different ways, that creates these little pockets of touch points around the digital landscape. And suddenly, if you Google, so if I Google Natvia, for example, as a brand, all of a sudden, heaps of product videos will come up. Some of them are done by Natvia, some of them are done by influencers like me. And that's what you want.
Funny enough, I was just about to mention the I word. Literally just waiting for my turn.
Oh, sorry, there you go.
No,
your turn now,
Pete. You're doing that, to jump in and start talking about the I word. Now, influencer marketing, okay?
Oh yeah, it's a big one.
It's a big deal. We believe, Pete and Monique, that's why we have our tagline, we do famous. We believe that influencer marketing is the way of the future.
100%.
Okay, so the other types of marketing on the way through, they've all been really good and they've worked really well.
Experiential marketing, everything you can imagine.
Everything. However, we believe that this is the rise of the new way to sell. So what you're not going to do is you're not going to jump on there as a brand, because what happened is they did a study and yes, they targeted millennials, but the thing is that they are, in the next 50 years, they're the ones growing up, in that next lot of...
Whoopsie, a little bit didn't mix through. It's supposed to look really easy. It actually is.
It is.
It actually is.
So what's going to happen is they are going to be spending their money, and hopefully with you if you do it right, but they don't believe brands anymore. There was something crazy, like 73% of them don't trust brands. They trust an influencer who's talking on the behalf of the brand, because you know why? Because they believe that the influencer has skin in the game.
So true.
So the influencer has put their name on a product or a brand because they've researched it. They've gone, yep, we're getting paid for this, but I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe it. That's coming from the influencer.
Yes, that's so true.
The next generation of buyers coming through for the next 50 years, spending their money in your store, if you're still around in 50 years' time, they are trusting an influencer, which is what we're doing here. So product demonstrations are perfect. The reason I'm leading this punchline is product demonstrations allow you to use an influencer to demonstrate your brand if you can't do it for yourself. If you're like, oh, I'm too shy on camera, get an influencer.
So true. And it really does work. I'm amazed at in between shows. So just to give you an idea, Monday nights we broadcast a health show. Tuesday nights we're working with social influencer Ray McVinney from MasterChef. And that's been a great one because he showcases so many amazing products during his show. Wednesday morning is Easy Living with Monique Bradley. Wednesday night we do this show, which is about digital marketing, how to promote yourself, social influencers, product demonstrations. And then we've done a whole bunch of other shows in the meantime. And really there's always been a really strong strategy. And it's always been about how can we connect with you guys. I mean, you've just seen me make a sponge, a low-carb sponge in real time, and it was easy. And you saw it was just a few ingredients. I didn't even break out in a sweat, let's be fair. Now this, by the way, this mixture is going into the oven. The oven is set to 200 degrees, fan bake, and I'll put that in there. It'll be done in about 15 to 20 minutes. Super easy. And people want to know how to do this stuff. They're looking for ways to make their lives easier, more fabulous, impress their friends, and what's not to love about one I prepared earlier. So this is the sponge I actually made during my live stream this morning at 11 a.m. It is so delicious. It's fantastic. You know, even if you have diabetes, for example, and you can't have high sugared foods, because this is made from Natvia, it's low GI as well, loaded with almond meal, so there's lots of fats and protein in there. And this morning, we had guests in the studio, and I made one last night, and it was so delicious. I covered it in cream and chocolate, low-carb chocolate. Well, it was actually sugar-free chocolate, and we ate most of it. It was so good. And yeah, it really is fantastic. And this is the way to bring products to life. So Ruthie's just said, marketing gets hard with more competition around, which means better advertising. That's exactly right, but some people don't understand you have to embrace the new model. This is actually what we call the new model of advertising. It's moved from, you know, we're in social influencer marketing, but we're also in the era of what we call conversational marketing. And that's why live streaming works so well. You guys are asking the questions, you know, you want to know how hard is it to make a low-carb sponge? It sounds really hard. You saw me do it. It's easy. And I'm quite domestically challenged, to be fair, so if I can do it, anybody can. And, I mean, should we try it? This is the one I made today.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll try this one and see if it's as good as the one I made yesterday. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's quite light. Oh, a bit crumbly on the top. That's okay. Still delicious. Oh,
that'll do.
Going to break it. Try that.
Yep. Okay.
How's that? So the thing is that, yes, Ruthie, marketing is hard. Oh, that's good. Marketing is hard.
Very
so
good.
if you're a small business owner, if you are, oh, that is so good. It's so good. If you, even if you're in a corporate, the more that you can do to humanize a brand, and the more that you can share that content everywhere, the more likely you are to be the brand that's seen, heard, and remembered, and you're the one who's going to get the sales. What do you think?
That's real good.
It is real good, eh?
Yep. Could you slip some apples into it?
I don't know. I haven't tried it, but that's a good question.
It tastes like it. You could almost, you know, like if you did, it would be like a lovely little apple.
An apple tart.
Yeah, it's just whatever you call it.
That's a good point. I'll try that.
Really
Thank you,
nice.
Pete. It would be really nice.
Really nice.
Goes very nicely with cream. So product demonstrations, where we're going with this is that product demonstrations, if you're comfortable with doing them, are a great way to sell products and brands. And especially if you feel confident on camera. However, if you don't feel confident on camera, you can talk to us and we're more than happy to either train you or to create content for you that does demonstrate your product in the best light. At the end of the day, live streams and product demonstrations are all advertising. And that's what you need to remember. So whether you've got a product that can be seen on somebody else's live stream, like, you know, we're doing right here, especially with something like Green Touch avocado oil or other products that we work with, it's a great way for the viewers to remember those products. So those are the ones they're going to go searching for in the supermarket. And a great example, Ray McVinney did a recipe about salmon, featuring salmon. Went to his local countdown. The next day, the salmon was sold out. What does that tell you about product demonstrations? So, Pete, any other remarks before we head away?
I think a recap is good, just in case, you know, you've just joined thinking you're watching a recipe. What you are watching is a product demonstration. We've had several product placements throughout it.
And shout outs to Countdown and Ponsonby.
That's right. We're talking, so yes, we're really talking about how your brand or your business can use a product demonstration as a way to reach out and connect to people, because I'm just looking at all of the comments everywhere from all the people and the joining and everything like that.
There's so many of you guys.
Cool. So this is social TV. This is basically what you call it, social TV. So you no longer are you going to sit and watch a TV that you can't comment back to in the future. It's all going to be able to be commented for good or for bad, you know?
Yeah, got to watch out for trolls.
It's going to go that way. So the really good thing is if you have a product that can be demonstrated and you're not doing it now, you probably should think about planning one, and you can come and see us. We can help you plan that anyway. But the reason is because people want to see how your product works in the real world. Well, the real world. You know, sure, we're under a studio situation here, but because we're live,
live is the difference.
Absolutely live. That's the difference. So we can't fake anything because we can't do it 16 times and only take the best cut.
Which I've had to do for TV as well. You know?
That's the thing.
You can't hide.
Let's take this out of the oven. Boom, it goes everywhere. Live TV, I've seen you knocking things off the wall.
Yes, I have. During live TV.
Yeah, so live is the best. So then people know it's absolutely authentic. You can't hide.
You cannot.
And that's what I love about it. So
you are not subject to editing at all. It's as real as it gets. And remember too, if you're not being authentic on camera, people won't watch you.
Yep. And
so you
can't say the naughty words.
You can't say, well, you can, but people, at least, it depends on your audience, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I guess, yeah. So it kind of depends. It depends on you and your followers.
And your brand story, but yeah.
Sally Chapman said, so camera friendly, you guys. Look, this is the conversational model of marketing. So this is the way that live streaming is different from TV. In fact, when I worked on TV, I kept saying to them, let's go live, let me talk to people. Yep. And that's a big no-no on mainstream TV, apparently.
Yeah. Look, the funny thing is that I know that we're standing here, we're just in our kitchen and we're just staring at this little black lens over there, but we actually know you're out there. That's the thing, because we can see the response back, we can see all of this, so we actually know we're talking to actual genuine people. It's like, I guess if you were in the Foo Fighters and you're on stage and there's so many lights and then there's this big freaking stadium and you can't see everyone, but they know that you're out there if you were in the audience. So
you've got to just trust it, really.
And when you're on, we totally do. We love it.
We do.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. That's
yes,
really nice.
Chris, Michael, Emphatic. Great to see you guys on the stream tonight as well. Right. It has actually been really cool, and we really wanted to explain. Oh, hello, Julie, as well. Welcome to the stream. I hear my mother bumped into you at the car yard recently. And this is the joy of social broadcasting like this.
It is.
We can chat with you guys. We can do a product demonstration like we did tonight. And basically expose people to brands and businesses in a way that was never possible before. So my question to you is, if you work for yourself or you work for a company, when are you going to start live streaming? And if you don't know where to start, maybe you should give us a yell, eh? You can email us directly at famous@peteandmonique.tv or info@yourfix.tv. Either way, you'll get to both of us. And we're happy to help you. So whether you want a strategy that's going to showcase your products in the best light, if you're looking for advertising, that's what we do. Or most importantly, if you need brand awareness that is global, and I can tell you over the last year, we've reached 17.5 million people.
Yep.
That's quite a lot.
That's unique people, which means basically it's similar to a bus driving down the road with our brand on the back of it, or a billboard that, how many?
17.5 million people have driven past our billboard.
At least once. At least one time.
Yeah.
And obviously some of them have seen it a lot more than one time because we love being everywhere.
We do.
It's just that email address was info@yourfix.tv.
Oh, did I miss out the dot?
Yeah, you missed out the dot, but it doesn't matter. So
Julie Homan just said, yes, she did. She bumped into my mum.
Yep.
I got to have 2 mega hugs with her. I am so cool.
Awesome.
See? Look, people and social broadcasting brings the world together. Bring your products, your business and your brands to the people and use social broadcasting. Remember, if you don't know where to start, we do. So we should talk.
Awesome.
Pete,
thank you.
Anything else you want to share?
No, that's pretty good.
Time to go.
Pretty good, yeah. I've got some low-carb sponge to eat.
I know. A couple of comments. Raja, you are like rock stars in a rock concert with a live audience. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Shout out to you. Now, awesome. Raja actually did ask, did we put dried fruit in here? No, dried fruit is really high in sugars, and I don't have lots of sugar at all. I can't. So that's why I've used a sugar alternative tonight, which is made from stevia. And Ruthie said, is FriYay back now?
Ooh.
Actually, while you're here,
we're reformatting it.
We have reformatted it. We're actually coming up with a new show, and it's called Love on the Couch. And it's a dating show that we'll be launching. We're heading to India in a couple of weeks for a week to see what's going on over there and to hopefully live stream while we're there. And when we come back, we'll be launching the new show. So keep an eye out for that. It's totally interactive like these streams are. And basically, the internet audience will get to decide who the single goes on a date with. It's the new concept dating show, so we're really excited to bring that to you guys as well.
Awesome, but FriYay will come back at some stage.
It will do, it will do. Yep. And Raja just said, did you just say 17.5 million?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Pretty good for 2 Kiwis, eh?
Not too bad.
With a crazy dream. All right, we better go.
Good. Thank you. for watching.
Thanks. And by the way, PeteandMonique.tv gives you the 8 digital strategies that we use to make all of this possible. So head there and find out more. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
That was a fun show tonight, Pete.
Bit different being over here and running the
I know,
gear,
you're
but
busy.
I like being over here.
That's nice.
Really
and you
good.
guys are great. We
I
like
being
you.
in the kitchen.
It's nice, eh? Do you want some sponge? Get
No,
out.
it's all right. Here I am in the kitchen today.
It's my kitchen. Back off.
See you later.
See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.